Jen here, and I have an ABC Scrappy Challenge layout for you. Actually, it's 3 little mini layouts, I guess you could say. The ABC Scrappy Challenge is a challenge that was issued by Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. There's a Facebook page, and she's been doing videos every few weeks for it. Essentially, she's going through the alphabet and assigning each letter to some products or an idea or something like that that begins with that letter to give you some inspiration and motivation to use whatever that might be in your scrapbooking. So I started off really great. I did a layout for A and I did a layout for B, and I was having a ton of fun and fully intended to continue doing this every couple of weeks right along with her. And then life kind of happened and I didn't do C right away. And then D came along, and you know how the story goes. But I was prepared to do it all, and every time she announced what the next letter, what the item for the next letter was, I kept notes and I jotted down little ideas, and I even sketched a couple little ideas in my planner. So I fully intended to kind of come back to it at some point and just get myself caught up. And then I was going through my pictures trying to get ready for another layout that I was working on, and I realized that I have a ton of Kaylin's pictures from last year from competition season, and maybe I should just start this whole challenge all over again with something a little bit more focused. And I'm going to do a mini album of these pictures that you see me going through here. These are just all pictures that I printed out with the intention at some point of starting Project Life again. So a lot of them are printed as 4x3s or 1.5 by 2 or other weird little sizes, and they're the perfect size to create a mini album with. So I thought, let's just do it. Let's start again from letter A and go along through the alphabet with Christy, but using the letters to create this mini album. There are more pictures. There will be more pages than there are letters in the alphabet, but I think that that's actually great, because what it does is it will allow me to kind of do a couple layouts with some of the letters that I like the best, or maybe if I have a couple of, deeper thoughts that I can write down, I can use letter D a couple of times, kind of thing. But I think I at least have enough pictures to get through the entire alphabet. So that's kind of what I was looking for when I was trying to decide what I was going to do to get back on track with this challenge. So the first letter A is alphas. I did do a layout for that one, so it is on my channel. I did this big, huge, long title, unnecessarily long title, using as many alphas as I could. And I had so much fun doing that layout. So I will leave the link or a card up at the top so you can go and check that out. For this particular one, I challenged myself to try to get as many words as possible out of this one set of alpha. They're the foam thickers. So I'm not good with titles. I tend to be pretty lazy when it comes to titles. If I can't find a piece of ephemera or a card or something that already has words on it that can be my title, I don't tend to go out of my way to try and make a title from the perfect alphas or anything like that. So I have a lot of packages that might only have 1 or 2 words out of them, and then I don't touch them again. So my goal for this one in using my alphas was to take this one set of thickers. I just went through my stash and looked for some white thickers because I knew I wanted the color white, and then I decided to pull these ones out, and I was going to make all the titles I needed for this these two cards, the front and back, with just this set of thickers. And it actually worked out really good. I needed to MacGyver the E at the end of dance, but it was kind of this weird fancy scrolly looking E, so I just cut that off and used the E that way. And then the number 1, there were no numbers in this alpha set, so I just used an upside down L to make the number 1. So pretty easy. It, got some of these letters used up, and I was able to get through both titles. On the front, I just put Let's Dance, and then here, Dance Comp number 1. Obviously, she's standing on the backdrop for the dance competition, so I didn't need to write down what it was. Yeah, so I think that worked out pretty good. I'm going to consider that challenge complete and successful because I did do the layout for it as well. But yeah, alphas was a good challenge for me because it's definitely a struggle. I do really like these alphas though, because you could see how easily I was able to manipulate them with the foam to make them fit exactly how I wanted them to. So on the front of the card, I just added my title, Let's Dance. The little saying, I think it says, it's a great day for an adventure. And so then I just added Let's Dance to that. And then I'm going to do here some sketchy lines on the outside. And then I splattered it with a blue shimmery mist from Recollections, as well as some Heidi Swap Color Shine in the gold. And did I forget to explain this? I think I did. I basically just picked my cards totally at random. I pulled out my Project Life cards. This is just a few that I have that have little sayings or pictures, or there's something about the card that I just wanted to remember to use it in a specific way. So they're kind of separate from all of just the plain cards where you can journal and stuff like that. So I literally went through, and as you saw, I didn't spend a lot of time picking. There were a few cards that I just knew wouldn't work, but if the card even could remotely work, I pulled it out and stuck some pictures with it. So not a lot of thought to it, not a lot of kind of taking the time to really pick and choose the right cards. I didn't want it to become a big process. I just wanted to be able to get these cards used up and make this album. So that's what I did on the front of that card with that cute little hedgehog. I thought it was kind of a cute way to introduce the album. And then on the back, I just plopped down her picture and my title there that said Dance Comp number 1. And then I added a little journaling spot and a little arrow. Those came from Cocoa Vanilla. I think they both came from the More Than Words collection, but it could also be the Midnight collection. I've got all my ephemera put together now because I only have a few little bits and pieces of it left over. And then I added some Spiegelmom scraps, sequins, and some more splatters. And then now on to letter B, which is boys, balloons, and butterflies. So you can see I have my boy on here. I'm not scrapping the alphabet chronologically through this album because obviously for boys I wanted to go to a picture of one of my boys, and I didn't have one until near the end of the album, so I decided that that's okay. I'm not going to worry about going in order. For each letter, I'll just pick whichever card I think fits best. So this is some pictures of Bassie, who he's such a good support for his sister. He hangs out. He has to. He doesn't have a choice, but he comes to all the dance competitions. Our first one, Class Act, always lands on his birthday, and he's always so good about it. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I got him in this album and took a little bit of time to journal about how great he is and what an awesome little brother he is. So I have a butterfly on there from that little card. That comes from Prima, I think. And it had the blue on it, so I thought that fit perfectly. And it says, "Love this." And then I used some blue because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get balloons on here. So I have boy and I have Butterfly. The boy is Bassie. We call Sebastian Bassie. So there's an extra B. And then I used the color blue to color in that card. And now I'm adding buttons instead of balloons. So I got lots of B's on there. I wanted something kind of fun and different to put on this card, and I've been doing a little bit of Easter crafting, and I made a garland to go across my mantle, and it has some of that blue yarn in it. So that was right beside me, so I thought it would be fun to add a little fringe to that card to kind of do something different. So that's where the yarn comes from. And that's it for A and B. I am going to keep working on this mini album and get myself caught up. Christy's all the way to G, so that's my plan for the next couple of weeks. And then I'll be back on track to keep playing along with her. If you have any questions, you can leave them for me down below, and find all the links to the ABC Scrappy Challenge down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Stay safe, and until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.